Okay, one final update here, and first to everyone, if you like the show, you appreciate what I'm doing, please like, share, support, and subscribe to the show. That really helps the algorithm move it up, and I get more followers. We're on YouTube, Rumble, Twitch, and TikTok, and I appreciate the support and all the new followers that we're getting. I just wanted to finish here with one highlight about what the left really is. When you have losers like Destiny saying that it's President Trump and the right that has to turn the temperature down and the rhetoric down, and the left saying, "Oh no, the right's the bad guys. It's not us." And anyone with a functioning brain already knows that that's not true. But I've got a couple of examples here of the left acting out in severe ways, because you can't say this enough, you can't yell it from the rooftops enough, what these people really are. So the first one, and Benny Johnson's going to talk a little bit about this here, was some fat bitch that was making fun of Charlie Kirk. She was acting like she was, shooting in the neck and blood coming out. And this bitch was at a protest. She ends up being an elementary school teacher or something. This is he's going to explain some of it.
What's up, guys? Benny. We all pointed and laughed at the No Kings protest this weekend, filled with doughy orcs who are very unhappy with their lives, screaming for what reason exactly? No one's quite sure. But while some of us memed them and many of us made snide comments, these absolute kings drove a giant red pickup truck with an American flag hanging off the back, country music blaring, and a flag out the window that said Charlie Kirk Hero, directly past the No Kings protests in Chicagoland area. Of course, this is the area where Charlie Kirk is from, so you'd think you'd get a lot of people saying, hey, that's our hometown boy, or at the very least saying, well, maybe we should respect the dead, given the fact that our side actually martyred this innocent young man, orphaned his children, and widowed his wife. But of course, you don't get that.
Okay, let's get on to the other part.
We obviously think that what she's done is grotesque. We also, like Kirk got shot in the neck. Now, the internet did something remarkable here. They said, well, while we don't like this lady, and we're
look at this dumb bitch.
We obviously think that what she's done is grotesque. We also are pretty sure that she's a real human being and can most likely be found. And if we were to find out where she worked, then it'd be very interesting to ask them if they're okay with their employee celebrating Charlie Kirk's murder in the middle of the street. Chicago PD apparently made them take the flag down. Protesters were losing their minds. This was in Chicago, Illinois, West Beverly. And so, got it. Great look.
So, wow, Hale Hawk Family Public School just deleted their entire account. Lucy Martinez teaches there. So this fucking bitch is teaching children. She's out there happy that Charlie Kirk was shot. She's at a protest with her fellow mentally ill idiots, and she's doing this. And this woman interacts with children. She teaches children. Okay? And for anyone that gets angry about why are you so hard on teachers? They do an unbelievable job under the worst circumstances. These fucks are the reason no one trusts teachers anymore. This is the reason we have a problem with how teachers interact with our children. I've got another one. So here is the one of, no, this isn't that was the shooting. This is the one of a teacher's assistant in Illinois that ends up ripping a student's banner down that was just advocating for people to come to the table and get information about joining I'm assuming their conservative branch that they have there. Check this out.
They set up this table to try to recruit people that are walking through the Students' Union or wherever this was on their campus and tell them more about Turning Point and Charlie's mission. And this guy who is he's a teaching assistant, he's a TA, he's older than them, he comes by, he doesn't like it.
So the man bun should let you know right away he's a faggot, and then he goes after their table.
Watch what he does.
Yeah, look at this.
He can't even get it right the first time.
He says, well, Jesus did this, so you know what? I'm going to do it. And he tries
and then rips their table down, trashes everything that they have on it. That's a teacher's assistant, again, a grad student, so who graduated and is moving on. He would like to teach young minds as well, and he's a mentally ill leftist. And he attacks these people while it's being video recorded, because that's how much of a moron he is. Again, another left-winger involved in the teaching community. And there has been so many of them. Their videos used to be prominent all over TikTok while they were gay, they were trans, and they were forcing that ideology on their students in the classroom. They would talk to them about their lives. They would talk to them about their partner. All stuff. And to be clear, teachers shouldn't be talking about their relationships regardless of whether they're gay or straight. That is not information young students need. Focus on the curriculum, focus on doing your job. But these people are all activists, so they have to shove their ideology down your throat. So you have to hear about their gender. You have to hear about their partner. You have to hear about them, the gender transitioning and going through all this crap. And these people are interacting with children. And you wonder why parents are going to parent-teacher boards and complaining about this stuff and showing the concern that they have. Because these people have access to their children, and it's a danger. Now I'm going to show you one more of the peaceful left. This guy who ended up being like 50 miles away from his house, and he ended up following a Trump supporter home. Rips his Trump, walks onto the guy's private property, proceeds to rip the Trump flag down. The owner comes out of the house, fires 2 shots in the air to warn him. This guy walks off after trashing the flag, gets in his car, gets a gun of his own, puts it up out of the fucking sunroof, and then just starts blanket firing all over the place at this guy in his house. Check this out.
Shots were fired after a Trump flag was torn down outside of a rafting company, and this entire encounter caught on camera.
Fox Carolina, the first to break this story to you as well. And only on Fox Carolina tonight, Ashley Listrom spoke to the company's owner about what unfolded. Ashley.
Justin Dana, the owner of Paddle and Rafting, tells me he wants to sit down and have a conversation with the man he says enacted political violence on his property. It's an act you're about to see for yourself.
He walked up to the sign, and when he stood there in front of the sign and reached up, I'm like, I can't believe this.
In this video,
So this piece of shit enters private property to take down a Trump sign.
Saturday, September 6th, you see a man parked next to Paddle and Rafting, walk across the street and tear a Trump banner off of a sign.
I watched him until he reached up and started pulling the sign down, and you know, it's such a shock. The signs have been up there for a long time.
The owner of the company, Mark Thomas, watching the scene live, says he went outside and fired his rifle twice in the air.
You know, let him know that somebody's watching him, you know, and didn't appreciate it.
Then, as the man drives off, you see him...
There he is. His hand is out of the sunroof, and he's just indiscriminately firing a weapon, not into the air, but into homes, into the woods, and into this guy's home.
Raise his gun out of the sunroof of his car. That's when the owner says that man shot at him.
Society in general is really, really disappointing. You know, I know what this country could be. I know how we all could be together.
This comes after a wave of recent political violence, and one Thomas says has to stop.
See something, say something, do something. Become part of a respectable community and just make it known we will not stand for this stuff.
The Swain County Sheriff's Office says if you know anything about the situation or recognize...
So the guy's an accountant. He has been arrested at this time. He was married. He had a life of his own and could have minded his own fucking business. But he decided he wanted to be a lefty hero, and he was going to take down that banner. And who knows if he legally had that weapon or not. But I know it's not supposed to be used to indiscriminately fire into homes and in outdoor areas. So this scumbag has been arrested. And I've just given you 3 indications in one sitting of violent, radical left-wingers who love what's happening to other people while interacting, love the violence while interacting with your children. And another one that walks onto private property to tear down someone's banner and then decides to shoot at them for their trouble because they've got a problem with it. This is what the left is. This is why the left are domestic terrorists. This is why you can't share a country with them. They are the worst of the worst. And these, I've been hearing this conversation about, well, there's they are trying to pit us against each other. They are making it so we're fighting each other and not paying attention to what they are doing. Okay, but they are not making the left do this. The left are doing it on their own. There could be the they that's trying to pit humans against humans. But in the meantime, two things can be true at once. There's a they that is trying to pit us against each other. Also, the left is radically violent and they're a danger to everybody in this country. So I spare me with they're pitting us against each other's shit. That doesn't justify these fucking assholes in doing what they do. They didn't make them do that. They've decided to follow a disgusting ideology, their own particular religion, of hate and violence for anyone that doesn't follow their man-bunnish ways, and they'll attack you if you don't. So they are the enemies of everyone. And then on that happy note, we're going to end the updates here for today. Please like, share, support, and subscribe to the show, and I'll talk to you all real soon. Thanks, everyone.